Welcome back to Genk. After that sensational podium that you just saw, best podium of the year, you can see this CIK FIA Academy Trophy is on the track. This is the second of their 3 rounds. We kicked off the series a month and a half ago at Zuera in Spain. The winner on that day was Marta Garcia. We caught up with her just before the start of this final. Let's hear from Marta. Marta Garcia, winner of the opening round of the CIK FIA Academy Trophy. It must have been fantastic to win at Zuera, your home country in Spain.
Yeah, it was a great weekend, and I hope here is going to be the same.
What is the experience like racing the Academy Trophy as well as KF Junior?
Well, there's a big difference because the chassis and the engine is different, and also the tires is different. But this is okay for learning.
There's 3 Spanish drivers at the front. There's yourself, Xavier and Alejandro. You're all flying the flag for Spain very well.
Yeah, we are. We are 3 Spanish and we are in the top 3, so that's good.
Are you confident of winning again here today?
Yeah, I am.
Well, that was the quietly spoken young girl from Valencia in Spain, Marta Garcia. She will start out at grid number 3 in a few moments' time for this, the second round of the CIK FIA Academy Trophy here at Genk in Belgium. There's Dylan Byes. He won the pre-final, the Dutchman, number 502. Of course, all these drivers in identical equipment, identical race suits even. The only thing that is different is their race number, their helmets, and obviously the driver's name on the side of the track. We get the 3-minute board from the grid girls here in Belgium. There's Javier Loverez, another of the drivers who are doubling up duties in 2015, racing in the KF Junior category in the European Championships. Javier racing with the Zanardi kart team. There's Marta, who we just heard from, number 550. She is alongside the Brit, Callum Bradshaw. You'll notice Callum sits very low in that kart. Not really a big issue here at the tight, technical, twisty circuit of Genk, but certainly when we were in Zuera, Spain, the fastest circuit on the calendar, 1,700 metres, slipstreaming did come into effect. Théo Nouet from France, he took pole position at the last round in Zuera. Starts out at grid number 5. Alongside this boy from England, Alfie Brown finished 6th after starting grid 29 in the pre-final. Certainly the driver of the race, if he can improve just 1/4 of those positions, he will win this race. Making up something like 23 positions in the pre-final. It was a brilliant drive. It was a wet track. However, the rain has passed. It is quite overcast. It's barely 20 degrees here in Belgium, in the north of Europe, but it's certainly much more pleasant than it was yesterday when we reached the early 30s and very humid, sticky conditions indeed. Well, this is part of the original circuit, one of the few sections that do remain from Genk, the track that was built back in 1983 after the sad demise of the Nivelles circuit, which is only about an hour's drive away from here. Of course, Nivelles was one of the most famous tracks in the world, hosted the World Championships in 1980. That title was won by the Dutchman Peter de Bruin aboard a Swiss Atlas kart. Second on that day was the Brazilian Ayrton Senna de Silva aboard a DAP kart. Ayrton famously finishing second twice in the World Championships. Never actually won that title. Peter de Bruin certainly did, way back in 1980, only about, as we say, an hour's drive here from Genk. One of the most famous, one of the best racetracks in the world. Magnificent complex here at Karting Genk. Also features an amazing radio-controlled car track. They've been racing all weekend. Also a motocross circuit and a speedway here in the north of Europe. The green flag flies and the karts are underway. 125cc push-button engines fire into life. This is the grid. As we said, Buys from pole position alongside Loveras. Then it's Garcia and Bradshaw, Teonue and Alfie Brown. Michelangelo Amendola, the first local driver, alongside Enzo Corsimo. Murillo de Localetta is alongside the South African Stuart White. Look at Dennis Peter Scott from Germany. We just had a German win at the KZ2 final, and that was Alexander Schmidt. He starts in position number 15. We go down to the two Japanese drivers, Aruka Tomita and Shion Shuchimoto, the young girl from Japan. She's out of 27. Artem Slutsky, along with his brother, Zakir Slutsky, is lining up in this field. A lot of work to do for the young American who scraped into the final via the repechage. That is Jagger Jones, starting out of grid 33, all the way from the USA. The field looked pretty good. They've had a few problems getting started throughout the heats the weekend. They actually had a red flag during the formation laps yesterday. No incident, but our race director for the Academy Trophy, Monsieur Joel Blanc, was not happy. So he's given them a talking to. It looks as though they've taken that advice. The field looked fantastic as they come through the final corner. To start this 19-lap race, they're doing no more than about 10 or 12 kilometres an hour. It is the Dutchman on pole with the Spaniard alongside. Dylan Byes is to the left of your screen. Two perfect lines. When the four red lights go out, we will be racing, which is right now. It is going to be Dylan Byes who slots into the lead. Xavier Loveres has lost a position to his countrywoman, Marta Garcia. She has gone into second from grid number 3. They go through the infield section for the first time here this afternoon. Marta Garcia works that wheel. She's in number 550, chasing 502 as they come up the back straight. Garcia looks for a move on the inside of Dylan Byes. All these drivers on Bridgestone tyres trying to get maximum temperature in what is certainly much cooler conditions than we had yesterday. Loveres in the orange helmet is in position number 3. Callum Bradshaw, the Englishman, in 4th. As we look at Alfie Brown, who's already made up one spot. He made up 23 in the pre-final. He's already gone from 6th to 5th. They come around the final corner for the first time. This is the start-finish straight. Your order is Dylan Byes, Marta Garcia, Xavier Loveres, Callum Bradshaw, Alfie Brown. Teo Noé leads his countryman, Enzo Corsime, the two French drivers, are 6th and 7th. And it's Michelangelo Amendola, the two Brazilians, Marcel and Murillo de la Colota, are running line astern in 9th and 10th. As we've had a big touch, it looks as though Bradshaw has got together with the driver behind. We'll try and get that for you on the replay. They're 2 and 3 wide on the back straight. The leader is now Marta Garcia by the looks of it. As they go up through the infield sweeper for the second time. Wow, that was quite sensational. As Enzo Corsimo, number 507, goes through, moves up a spot. They come through the pit corner for the second time. Over the start-finish line, it is Spain 1 and 2. Alfie Brown was the driver involved in that big accident a few moments ago. He's still running, but he's down in 10th. So he's gone from 29th to 6th to 5th. And back to 10th if you count the pre-final as well. It is a Spain 1 and 2. Marta Garcia leads Loveres as Teo Noé and Enzo Corsimo go through. The sportsmanship warning flag has been issued for Marcel de la Colota for his involvement, no doubt for that incident with Brown just a lap ago. Dennis Peter Scott, the German, has lost out big time. He's lost 10 positions off the start. So we watch Dylan Byes, our pole sitter, go through. He's back in position number 6 behind Bradshaw. Lap number 3, Garcia, Loveres. So it's 2 Spaniards, then 2 Frenchmen, Teo Noé and Enzo Corsimo, head of Bradshaw. Michelangelo Amendola, Dylan Byes. Murillo de la Colota is the first of the Brazilians. He's in 8th, head of Alejandro Lajoz Lopez and Alfie Brown. As we mentioned, Just coming through at the top of your screen now, the Brit is in position number 10. Well, last year's winner of the CIK FIA Academy Trophy was the Dutchman Richard Verschoor. He's here at the track this weekend, watching on in the category that he competed in only 12 months ago. This year, racing for the RB Racing Team in the European KF Championships. A big step up for Richard, but he's been doing a brilliant job throughout 2015. Oh, we've had two karts coming together in spectacular fashion. That was a big, big moment there for Callum Bradshaw. You can see he's been involved in a big accident, has managed to rejoin just in front of the Japanese driver Aruga Tomita, number 504. Wow, that was a big moment. Fortunately, no damage done. The yellow flag is out. All the while, Marta Garcia is romping away with this race. She's got a 0.6 of a second lead over her countryman. That man right there, Xavier Loveres, head down behind the steering wheel. But a big moment for Bradshaw, who started on the second row of the grid. He's way, way down the field. And the number 511 kart. Across the line, they come one more time. We'll try and pick up Bradshaw's position for you. He's out of the top 10. In fact, he's way down in position number 20. So that big moment for the Englishman has cost him any chance of victory. No such problems for Marta Garcia as she works the wheel. There's Javier Loveres. Then Teonoe, Michelangelo Amendola, the Belgian, is one step away from being on the podium. In position number 4. Stuart White, the South African, is in 12th. One behind the Lebanese driver, Rubens Bachupki. Ido Cohen from Israel is 14th. One behind the Swede, Alfred Nielsen. As they go through the pit corner one more time, they can see themselves on the football stadium style big screen here at Genk in Belgium. Brilliant management as ever from the team at Limburg Karting and Karting Genk. We thank them for hosting this, the second round of the series. As Garcia goes through the right-hander onto the back tyre, back straight, past the LeConte, Vega and Bridgestone signage, into this right-hander. There's Loveres. Teonoe, the Frenchman, did not have a good run through the heats, but remember, Teo did qualify on pole position at Zuera in Spain. The fastest, longest circuit on the CIK calendar, 1,700 metres. Super quick speeds, even for these CIK FIA Academy Trophy karts. They're approaching something like 130 kilometres an hour on that circuit. Not quite that sort of velocity here at Genk. A lot more tight, technical and twisty. As they come down at the start-finish straight. There's Michelangelo Amendola, the Belgian. He can make up that place in front of him on Teonoe. The Belgian will be on the podium. As it stands, Marta Garcia will definitely be on the podium. She is leading and leading it well. Can she make it 2 out of 2? This young girl is a star. She's 1.2 seconds ahead of Xavier Loveres. Head down behind the steering wheel. Teonoe sits very, very low in that kart. There's Amendola from Belgium. Racing past in front of the grandstand here at Karting Genk. Amendola looks over his shoulder, only to find Dylan Byers, the driver who started on pole position. No surprise to see Marta Garcia has set the fastest lap of the race. This is the battle for third, as you can see. The Frenchman versus the Belgian. very close to the back of Nue's got the inside line. Oh, they're side by side going in through the right-hander. It is Neo versus Amendola. Amendola has holed out. Dylan Byers decides he'd like to get involved in this battle. After all, Dylan did start on pole position, but finds himself back on position number 5. No, make that number 4 because Dylan Byers, very briefly he's gone through to 4th, but has immediately been retaken by Amendola. All the while, it's allowed the Frenchman Theo Nouet to skip through into the lead. Zaha Slutsky, the first Russian driver, is in position number 8. Second Russian driver is his twin brother Artem, who's down in 15th, one ahead of Glenn Van Berlo, Federico Sandre Skid. We've lost 2 drivers already in that big incident we saw earlier. That was Callum Bradshaw and Enzo Corsimo, the Brit and the Frenchman coming together. Jose Alvarado, you can see there, all the way from Central South America. The Venezuelan is in position number 24. In 27th, all the way from Mozambique. Talk about countries that you wouldn't think have kart racing. After having a big accident at the opening round in Zuera, Laha Peyo travelled back the 12-hour plane trip to win the next round of his Mozambican championship just 7 days later, as Amendola now skips past and finally gets up into the podium position that he wanted. There's Dylan Byers, one ahead of Theo Nouet, so the Frenchman's gone from 3rd to 5th. Amendola down through the chicane, past the radio-controlled model race Genk circuit. It's been keeping a lot of people entertained here this weekend. So it's been quite a clean race, except for that big incident involving Bradshaw and Corsimo. They come down through the pit hairpin to start lap number 11. Murillo Della Calotta is ahead of Stuart White. Edo Cohen, Alfie Brown has dropped back a position, being passed by Alfred Nielsen now. So Brown is down in position number 14 after having a brilliant pre-final. The Englishman is now one ahead of Artem Slutsky. Emil Larsen, the Dane, is in 26th, one ahead of Aruga Tomita, who, despite the fact that the young Japanese driver is down in 27th place, just set the fastest lap of the race a few moments ago. The race leader remains Marta Garcia. She is 2 seconds ahead of her countryman, almost the length of the entire pit sweeper corner. Xavier Loveres, head down behind the steering wheel for Marta Garcia. She flashes through ahead of this battle, which is still continuing to rage for 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. It is Amendola, Dylan Byers, Theo Nouet and Murillo Della Calotta. Alejandro Lajoz Lopez makes it Spain 1, 2 and 7 here in the CIK FIA Academy Trophy. Amendola up the inside of Byers, couldn't quite make the move. They're very, very cautious about making a move because they are using the CIK drop-off nose cone system. So it's, well, whatever we make of it, it's certainly resulted in much cautious, cleaner racing. System may not be perfect, but that's what we've got here, and it has tidied up the racing considerably. Once upon a time, that would have been karts smashing into the wall. I hope I haven't spoken too soon. But there's going to be side-by-side up the straight. Loveres goes through. This battle rages on. Dylan Byers. Theo Nouet is 5.06. Theo Nouet has just been passed though. You saw it right here because Alejandro Lajoz Lopez flies the flag for Spain, moving up the order. They're battling courageously through the back section of the circuit. Garcia, forget about it. She's not even on the screen. She's 2.5 seconds ahead of Loveres. She's 5 seconds ahead of Amendola. As Zaha Slutsky, the Russian, goes through in the number 525 cart, making a nice move there on Lahoz Lopez. Tainaway, the Frenchman, is now down in 7th ahead of Murillo Della Colota, the Brazilian. There's Della Colota, 514 on screen, just ahead of the French driver, the bright green and orange helmet. Up the inside, there's a move on for 6th place. Oh, they touched just when we said how good and clean the racing was. The two have touched Bridgestone tyres. Well, I've put the commentator's curse on them. Obviously, looks as though that was Noe and Della Coletta involved in that one, if we're not mistaken. They have managed to rejoin. Let's have a look at the replay. Down the back straight, they just touch wheels into the foam tyre barriers over the ripple strip. So Dylan Byes and Zaha Slutsky, were the two drivers involved in that one. Tayon away, the Frenchman, does continue on in 6th position. And guess what that's done? The South African Stuart White is now up into position number 7 with 3.5 laps to go. And this girl from Valencia in Spain, the city that hosted the Mediterranean Formula One Grand Prix for a few years there. It's a little bit warmer where she normally resides than it is here in Genk in Belgium. She is remarkably on her way to making it 2 wins from 2 starts, the CIK FIA Academy Trophy 2015. Well, in the pre-final, we had Spanish drivers starting 1st, 2nd and 3rd. It's very unusual to see. In karting, it's very unusual to see any sport, one country on the top step of the podium. We rarely see it in the Olympics. That's what we had in the pre-final starting grid. I can tell you now that we've got Spanish drivers in 1st, 2nd and 4th. It is only Michelangelo Amendola flying the flag from Belgium that is stopping Spain dominating here in the CIK FIA Academy Trophy. This girl, she's on her way to victory. Only a disaster would stop her from claiming 2 wins from 2 starts in a row. Marta Garcia leads from Xavier Loveres. Michelangelo Amendola is in 3rd, and then Alejandro Lahoz Lopez makes it Spain 1, 2 and 4. Furthermore, Lahoz Lopez is only 1 second behind Amendola and well capable of getting up onto the podium. As we watch Garcia go through, Stuart White, the South African, has just set the fastest lap of the race of 57.211. There goes Stuart coming through. Head down behind the steering wheel. Rubens Pachupke, Alfred Nielsen and Artem Slutsky going through. What can you say about this young girl from Valencia? You can see the ESP for España on her race suit. Very determined driving style behind the wheel. She comes across the line. The last lap board is out. She looks behind her. There's no one there. Have to go back to almost the length of the start-finish straight to find her countryman, Xavier Loveres. I don't think that Lahoz Lopez is going to be close enough to make it a Spanish lockout on the podium. He's 1 second behind Michelangelo Amendola. And will have to take 4th place, barring a disaster for the Belgian here on his home circuit, his home bitumen of Genk in Belgium. It's been a brilliant drive. It's been a brilliant performance all weekend from Marta Garcia. She's on her way to victory with just a few corners to go here at Genk. The final pit corner comes up for the final time. She won in Zuera in Spain. She wins in Belgium. Marta Garcia makes it 2 wins from 2 starts. She has destroyed the rest of the field. She comes across the line to win by 4.2 seconds from her countryman Xavier Loveres. Michelangelo Amendola from Belgium will be delighted to take 3rd place. Alejandro Lajoz Lopez, remember, he came from grid number 17 to finish 4th. 1 step off the podium and just 1 second from making it an all-Spain 1, 2, 3. Well, what can we say about Marta Garcia? She's been brilliant all year. She stood on the podium in the 3rd round of the WSK Supermaster Series. That was when she was racing KF Junior for the Alonso Kart team. She won in Zuera in Spain, and she has destroyed the field here at Genk in Belgium. She will take a dominant lead into the final round of the Academy Trophy on September 13. Le Mans in France, with Academy Trophy will conclude as the support category for the KZ World Championship. So recapping the results for you, it is Spain 1, 2 and 4. Garcia, Loveres and Lajoz Lopez 1, 2 and 4. Michelangelo Amendola from Belgium was 3rd. Della Coletta, Teonue, great drive by Stuart White. And how about a bit of credit for the Lebanese driver Rubens Pauchupki, coming home in 8th ahead of Artem Slutsky. Came from grid number 24 to finish 9th, and the Swede Alfred Nielsen rounding out the top 10. Well, the checkered flag has come out for the CIK FIA Academy Trophy. The wind has picked up, and we are just starting to see a few drops of rain on the window of our commentary position here at Genk in Belgium. There's some very nervous team managers and mechanics down on the pre-grid for the KZ Championship decider, which will be coming your way after the presentation for the CIK FIA Academy Trophy, which will take place in a few minutes' time at this magnificent circuit here at Genk in Belgium. Well, Marta Garcia started out of grid number 3. She slotted into 2nd behind the pole sitter Dylan Byes. Fortunately, Dylan Byes' race just went backwards from there. The Dutchman who did win the pre-final. A few big incidents, none bigger than this one involving Callum Bradshaw and Enzo Corsimo. They would retire early on in the race, but while the rest of the field diced amongst themselves, this was Teo Nguyen, 5.06. It allowed the leaders to skip away. Marta Garcia, she would go on to take a brilliant win. There's Dylan Byes in 5.02. Fighting there with Michelangelo Amendola. The Belgian would finally finish on the podium at this, his home round of the Academy Trophy. They were 3 and 4 wide. It was pretty good racing in these identical Paralink karts powered by the FIM 125cc engine. This was a big incident as well. You could hear the bodywork contact. Marta Garcia, she was nowhere around. She was on her way to victory for the 2nd time in 2 races. Garcia has won the 2nd round of the Academy Trophy from Loveres and Amendola. It is Spain 1st and 2nd, and the Belgian in 3rd. Stay with us on CIKFIA.tv. We will have the official presentations for the Academy Trophy, and then the championship decider for the KZ World Championship class. The title is on the line between the 2 Tony Kart drivers, Flavio Camponeschi and Marco Ardigo. But there's also the European Championship race itself to be won in a few moments' time. We will take a short break. We will rejoin you in just a few moments from the podium for the CIK FIA Academy Trophy. This is the European Championship decider from Genk in Belgium. We'll be back in just a few moments.
To get underway with the official presentations for the CIK FIA Academy Trophy. So we wait for the representatives, the dignitaries, to arrive here at this magnificent podium here at Karting Genk. So let's call to the podium in third place from Belgium, Michelangelo Amendola. In second place from Spain, Xavier Loveres. And the winner for the second time in a row, let's hear it for Marta Garcia. We stand by for the national anthem of Spain. Our podium for the CIK FIA Academy Trophy, the second round here at Karting Genk. The third place trophy to be awarded to Michelangelo by Mr. Thierry de Flandre. The second place trophy to be awarded by a very special guest here, currently leading the FIA GP2 series. Let's hear it for Mr. Stoffel van Doorn. And to present the trophy to our winner, we have the CIK FIA Vice President, Mr. Kees van der Grint, to present the trophy once again to Marta Garcia. The girls will present the flowers to the three drivers on the podium. We'll step in here for a quick word with our podium place getters. Third place in Belgium, Michelangelo, fantastic to come third in Belgium, your home country today.
Yes, it was really beautiful to get this third place here. Yeah, I enjoyed the race. Yeah.
Congratulations, we'll see you at Le Mans in France for the final round.
Yeah, I'm going to do my best in Le Mans, doing everything for Genk podium. Yeah.
Congratulations. Second place from Spain, Xavier Loveres. You just couldn't quite catch Marta, also from Spain.
I'm very sad because, well, the engine was... I cannot talk, sorry.
I understand. Congratulations, Xavier. Fantastic effort today. Well done. For the second time in a row, Marta Garcia, you have won. How do you feel? You're making it look too easy.
Yeah, I'm so happy because I won in Suera and also here, and I hope the same for the next one in Le Mans.
Congratulations, Marta Garcia. Our podium for the second round, the CIK FIA Academy Trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, there's one race here to go. The European Championship decided for the KZ class. They're down on the grid. This is the big one, the European Championship for KZ, coming your way in just a few moments.